Welcome, fellow children of the moon. I'm Radhika. Today is the 3rd of July, 2023. We have a full moon in Capricorn at 11 degrees and 18 minutes. The moon is opposing the sun and Mercury in Cancer. It's trining Jupiter in Taurus and sextiling Saturn in Pisces. Each of us experience every lunation differently according to where the placements are in our charts. So look to where your sun and moon are, obviously, but also where Jupiter and Saturn are at this time. That's where the energies will be expressing themselves and you'll be experiencing them. All in all, however, this full moon is pretty lovely. And I really hope that everyone is feeling this loveliness for a few reasons. First off, we have an Earth trine, Jupiter in Taurus and the moon in Capricorn. And why do we love Earth trines? Because they are tangible. We can see them, we can touch them, we can feel them. It is here. They're not floating in the ethers. This is real-time 3D manifestation of something. So Capricorn, Saturn ruled, wherever this is in your chart, is somewhere where you've been applying yourself, something you've worked towards, something that you've persevered through. And Jupiter is here celebrating. He loves to celebrating your efforts. And you get to indulge in the pleasure of the fruit of your labor, Taurus. The pleasure of it. And that's why this is such a sweet full moon. Because it's not that often that we so clearly have our efforts celebrated, but this is very clear. This is very clear at this time. Also, with this sextile with Saturn and Pisces, Capricorn is often associated as rigid and conservative and like a stubborn old man kind of situation. That's not all Capricorn is. It can be, but only when it's not feeling safe. Every sign, is, not that pleasant when they're not feeling safe. But when they do feel safe to be their funky selves, we get a very different expression of them, but for another time. So yes, Capricorn can be associated with a little stiffness. But the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn, is in Pisces, which is this dreamy, mystical, flowing, offering and receiving as one, pure and innocent and just fluid magic, right? Sextiling this moon in Capricorn, which means that whatever has been built or has been worked towards is really being supported by dreamy energy. Dreams are coming true. And dreams are being valued. Your dreams are being respected. They are being valued. And they're coming to fruition, or they're on their way. They're growing in their tangibility, because they're coming from a place that's larger than just your personal ambition and achievement, right? Pisces is about the collective. Capricorn is also a sign that is beyond just personal achievement, but it's very much associated with that because it's one of the most, if not the most, sort of corrupted signs in the way that it's been expressed in the modern era. But actually, Capricorn and Saturn exist for a purpose bigger than you, for society. It's you in public life and your engagement with the public, what you have to contribute. And not what you can gain from the public, actually. But we'll get there. We're all getting there together. But anyway, whatever has been building towards this full moon is completion, fruition, right? Is something you have applied yourself to. And Capricorn is associated with finances, with career, with work in the external world, larger scale projects, business enterprises. So you might actually just be seeing returns on that, on those mentioned. But maybe the work you put in has been more internal than external. You've been working with the structure of your consciousness. You've been working on your emotional body. You've been healing and working on your physical body. And you're seeing the results of that now. Regardless, you have applied yourself, and pretty consistently. And now is the time to recognize the value of your energy, the value of your dreams, the potential, the possibility, and the purpose of being a human endeavoring. And it's to feel it. It's to enjoy it. Whatever you've been working towards was born of a need. And I say need, not want, because Capricorn's counterpart is Cancer. And no sign is ever operating alone. It's always in a dynamic with its opposing sign. I talk about this in other places. But for now, the Capricorn-Cancer axis is what's relevant. Whatever you've been building, wanting to create, wanting to see in your external world was born of a need that the Cancerian side of you fed the Capricornian side of you. Okay? And where Capricorn and Saturn are, wherever they go, whatever is built, this endures. This lasts. This is not one of those little experiments. This is not just an adventure. This is not just something that you're dipping your toes into. This part of your chart is meant to last. Whatever has been building here, whatever is being created here. And that's one of the most, if not the most beautiful thing about Capricorn. You know, not everything is meant to last, and even what lasts eventually must dissolve and make way for something new. But there is a sense of safety and tranquility in that safety, that some of the things that you work on are going to last. Everything doesn't, but some things providing you with a stability, because we all need stability in at least one place, right? That as a foundation, as a fundament, as something that's, because we're here for more than just one thing or one person. So contributing to the kingdom flourishing, right? The kingdoms that we create, contributing to them flourishing is stability and security. And why do we need flourishing kingdoms? Not so that we feel like kings and queens. It's so we can share our abundance and we can make this place better and more beautiful for everyone. And that's our contribution. That's our work. So opposing the Sun and Mercury in Cancer, we are thinking with our hearts this month for these few weeks. feeling is information right now. And it was feeling that informed that Capricornian part of your psyche to initiate whatever you did. It's a cardinal sign. We start something in Capricorn. And with the Sun and Mercury here, we get to come back and replenish, and shine a light on the emotional growth that we've had over the past year, and see how older needs no longer are there, and how the new need is informing us at this time. And this is not a time to try to analyze and figure out what the next step is. This month, these few weeks, Cancer season, and especially while Mercury is there, it's really taking the time to, and having the patience to receive wisdom from somewhere other than the mind. Mental chatter is not an ingredient for this month. We had enough in Gemini season, right? So how your feelings informed what you began to build. And now again, the Cancer part of your chart is once again informing you of what you need to continue building, or what else you need to start working on. So there is this completion and yet new beginning, very immediate. It's very at this time, but it's really, really wonderful, because I think we've all been feeling a lot of transformative energy, and pretty intensively, because especially of this nodal axis we've had in Taurus Scorpio, and we've reached the end now. The Taurus Scorpio axis, we're just about to enter Aries Libra in a couple weeks. So anyway, given the pretty intense transformation that's been going on, this full moon gives us a chance to sit in the results of our transformative processes, what we've undergone, what we've overcome, what we've faced, and really sit in a very new feeling of ourselves, a new structure, Capricorn's structure. We are structured differently from what we were 6 months ago, a year ago, 1.5 years ago. Nodal axis is 18 months, and I'm sure all of you can feel it in some way or form. So take this time to celebrate your journey, especially over the last few months, and know that we've really entered, with Saturn entering Pisces at all in March, we've really entered a time of, and I'm sure you've heard this already many places, we really have entered a time of manifesting dreams, of making things real. And this full moon is enhancing that faith. It's enhancing that faith by showing you what you're made of and what happens when you apply yourself. So I think I'll leave it at that. I think I'll leave it at that. So much love to all of you. actually. This is my first content video, which I didn't plan. I had so many ideas of what I was going to talk about, but then it became rather obvious that it should be the full moon because that was the day that I was going to put it out. So thank you all of you for watching. You are my full moon today. I appreciate all and any shares. Until next time, be interesting.